You have tuned in to Be the Voice podcast, where we are using our voices to shatter the silence by promoting healing from past trauma, aiming for victorious living, and uplifting the work to improve our communities. It's time to be informed, encouraged, and empowered with your favorite host, Dee Marie. Hello and welcome to Be the Voice podcast. This is your host, Dee Marie. And I want to welcome you. If this is your very first time listening and tuning into the podcast, I just want to say welcome. And I hope that you enjoyed the episode today. And I hope that you continue listening and go ahead and subscribe. And if you have been to the podcast before and you're returning, welcome back. We are in a new year, 2023. I'm excited. I'm glad to be back doing my podcast. Just been a few weeks, just taking some time to enjoy the new year, getting things together. We're going to talk about all of that in the podcast today. I'm really can't wait to get into this episode. So just to let you know, Be the Voice podcast is actually brought to you by Voices Magazine. And Voices Magazine is an online magazine that is tailored to the voices of sexual abuse survivors. And that's what it stands for, VOSAS, Voices of Sexual Abuse Survivors. And the magazine is designed to inform, encourage, and empower to bring you stories of victory. So those that are healing from past trauma and they want to share their story so that others can begin their healing journey as well. So if you would like to get a copy of the magazine, you can go to VOSASmagazine.com, and that's VOSAS magazine.com, and you can get it right at your fingertips right there. And just also to let you know, even if you're not a survivor, still try and read the magazine. It will bless you in many ways. These are people who are overcoming past trauma, and all of us have stories in our past that we are trying to heal from. And now it may not be as drastic as sexual abuse, but there are areas in our lives that we want to overcome. So this magazine will definitely encourage you and will definitely empower you. So I really encourage you guys to go ahead and get your copy. And again, that's at VOSASmagazine.com, VOSASmagazine.com. And also on the website, you will find episodes of Be the Voice podcast. So if you click on the link that says Be the Voice podcast, it'll take you to past episodes that you may have missed and you want to check out. So go ahead and do it there. Now, even though Be the Voice podcast is actually brought to you by Voices Magazine, Be the Voice podcast, we actually shatter the silence by interviewing the voices of the community of those that are healing from past trauma, but also aiming to live victoriously. And also we uplift the people that do the work in the community that are trying to improve our communities and also support healing, and who are providing resources and solutions. So if that is you and you would like to be a guest on the podcast, you can email us at info@VOSASmagazine.com, and that's info@VOSASmagazine.com. And I strongly suggest that you do that. I look forward to having you on the podcast because we are here to be the voice of the community. So let's get ready for today's topic, which is it's a new year and it can be a new you. Now let's be real. Okay. So tonight I'm going to be humble, open, and transparent. Okay. So I'm going to be hot. And because we all know every year 2023 shows up and we're all like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. Got my resolutions. And here we are. This is January. Today is the 26th. And today I'm sure, and I'm not judging, but I know at this point, some of us have already just said, you know what? Forget those resolutions. I'm done going to the gym. I'm done doing this or whatever. But I purposely kind of waited till now to have this topic because, okay, we've gotten that all out of the way. We know we had our resolutions. We know we had some things that we wanted to work on, and we may have gotten to the point where we've already given up or getting close to. So today we're going to be going through some steps that's going to help us with some things that we want to do this year to better improve ourselves, and just go through some things that's going to help us to maintain and to stay focused on those things that we want to do. So, It's a new year again. It can be a new you. I know we say that every year, new me. Well, this is real. We can do this, guys. And even though I am talking about this, I'm actually talking to myself, okay? Because I I lack in this area as well. So I totally understand when we get to the point that it's like, okay, I had all these goals and all these things in my mind, and now I'm already messing up. Trust me, this is me all the time. So the steps that I'm talking about today are actually some steps I am trying to do myself. So I just want to share them with you, and hopefully together we can go through these things. And by the end of the year, we can say, oh my gosh, I actually accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. Okay. So become a better you for you. And I say that because a lot of times we want to lose weight. I know that's the biggest thing that we talk about every year. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going back to the gym. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to do this. But sometimes I think we do it because we want to maybe impress someone else, or we want to keep up with what's trending, or we want to just, it's always about someone else, or something else is the reason why we're doing this. So when we are looking at ourselves in 2023, I want you to, if you want to be better in an area, it may not be losing weight, it could be something else. But whatever it is, do it for you and not for anyone else. Okay. And I think that is the start of it. It's realizing, okay, why do I want to accomplish this goal? What is the reason behind it? What is the purpose? Is it going to benefit me? Am I doing it because I'm trying to impress someone or whatever? Because what happens is, if you're doing it to impress somebody, as soon as that person is no longer an interest of you, or maybe they're not in your life anymore, then you lose that focus, because your focus was to impress this person. But when you truly do some self reflection, and that's my first point, is do some self reflection. Now, when you do I can't get the word out, self reflection, then it'll be, okay, why do I need to do these things? Why do I want this to be my goal? Why do I want to lose weight, eat better? Why do I want to exercise? Why do I want to find a new job? Why do I want to, whatever it is that you want to do? So in self-reflection, you want to be honest about the things that you want to change, and be honest. And for me, because I have several goals, I think, this year. But if I'm being honest and to myself about what I want to do, and I'll just list some things. Of course, yes, I want to. So I say I want to lose weight, but it's not necessarily that I want to lose weight, which I do. Okay. However, I want to live a healthy lifestyle. So I want, like, going to the gym. I don't want to go just because I want to lose weight. I want it to become a part of my daily life. So I want the gym to be something that I just do. Like, I wake up and, I take a shower. I want the gym to be a part of my life like that. And I want to eat right. So I want to learn how to eat better. To eat, more, of course, fruits and veggies. Because if we're going to be honest, there's no magic pill. I know they have all kinds of things out here in the market to try to lose weight, but if you just eat right and exercise, the benefit of that is the weight will come off. So that is my goal. So it's not necessarily the weight, it is healthy living. Because if I'm being honest with you, I do have issues with my blood pressure. I am taking medicine for my blood pressure, and I want to get off of it. But in order to do it, I have to maintain a healthy lifestyle. So how am I going to do that? So after being honest about some things that I want to change, and my biggest, and I have other things too, but my biggest thing is creating a healthy lifestyle. And in order to do that, what do I need to do? I have to create goals. So how I'm going to create goals? Well, first of all, be honest about where I am. Okay. Let me get on the scale. And the scale, as we all know, is evil. The scale is evil. It just tells us all these bad things, even though it is the truth. So I want to create goals. Okay. So how am I going to create a goal as far as eating right and working out. So now when it comes to food, I have to be honest, I am a fast food. Well, I have been for the past few years, like eat out all the time. I don't necessarily like to cook. I eat out all the time. So starting this year, I decided that I wanted to cook, and I have been. I have not eaten out really at all since the beginning of the year, and I have to applaud myself for that because I am one that will eat out. So my goal was to cut back on the eating out and begin to cook, which I have done with the help of my sons. So shout out to Trey and Ty because they have been helping me in that area of cooking. And so not only, see, there's a couple of benefits to that. So if I have a goal of saying, okay, instead of eating out, I'm going to cook. The goal is, the benefit is it's going to not only help me health wise, but it's going to help me financially because guess what? I'm not spending all that money out at these restaurants. It's money I'm saving in my pocket. So, it's a win-win. So I have been creating like menus, thinking of things that I want to eat, going to the store and purposely buying things that I'm going to cook. So I haven't done meal prep yet. So I haven't gotten to that step. So we're taking baby steps. So I have been cooking. Okay. So that was one goal. The next thing I want to do is the gym. Now, guys, I have not made it to the gym yet. I know I need to go, but I have not made it. I drive past Planet Fitness and the Y, and I look at it, and every time I'm like, I need to get there. So I really want to be a 5 a.m.er because to me, it just seems like people that get up at 5 a.m. they just have their lives together. I don't know if that's true, but it seems like that. So I want to be the person that gets up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym. The problem is that my bed just keeps me just stuck in it in the morning. So if I can become that 5 a.m. person, that is like a huge goal of mine. Okay. I'm really aiming for that. I have not done it yet, but I really want to get up at 5, go to the gym. And now I have an Apple Watch. So during the day, it tracks the calories that I burn. So if you have one, then you know what I'm talking about. So it tracks the calories that I burn. Now, what I found is if you go work out early, you've already burned a lot of your calories before most people even get up. So my goal is like, okay, D, just get to the gym at 5 a.m. If I can get there, then I can start my day off great because I'm burning calories already. So by the time the evening comes, I will have burned over 1,000 calories, so it's really a great benefit to start in the morning because it's like you're starting your day, and not only starting your day by burning calories, but now you're energetic, you're pumped, you're ready for the day. You're not sluggish because you worked out, you just feel great. So one day, okay, I'm going to give myself by February to be a 5 a.m.er. Oh gosh, it's by the end of February. So, okay, baby steps. So I'm going to give myself by the end of February to be a 5 a.m.er so that I can get up and go to the gym. Okay, so those are two of my goals. So be honest about the things that you want to change and be very honest about it and create your goals. So when you create your goals, create realistic goals. Like for instance, I could say, okay, my goal is to lose 50 pounds. Well, you can't lose 50 pounds in a week. So create realistic goals. And I'm using weight because that's what we mainly focus on when the new year comes. But whatever your goal is or whatever you want to do, create realistic goals. And I know sometimes we know this, but I think that just reiterating it and just, talking about it over and over again in repetition, sometimes it'll start to sink in. All right. So now that you create your goals, another great thing you need to do is find a support system or resources that will assist you in your goals. Now, there is nothing worse than trying to do something, but you don't have the support. So the support could be your friends, like my girl's like, girl, go, you got this, or it could be finding a nutritionist, finding a personal trainer, people to work out with you, There are groups on social media that talk about healthy eating. You can find those things. You can find books, podcasts, whatever you need to do, find a support system and also resources to assist in your goal. Because sometimes when we try to do things on our own, we might go out in the blaze of glory and then slowly start dying down. And then you're right back where you were before you even started. So, definitely look for a great support system. I think a support system, period, is good to have just in life. We all need someone to get through things in this life, and having a great support system. And sometimes, unfortunately, we know our family may not be the support system, but you may have friends. You may find a group, like I said, on social media. You may find there's just so much out here now, so many resources that we can use that will help us when we are trying to create these goals to move forward and to better ourselves. So definitely look for a support system. And next, we want to practice discipline. Now, I am probably one of the most undisciplined people you can meet. I'm a like fly by the night kind of person. Like, I don't always like to have everything organized and, in order. I do like, just to do things. I like to do things on the fly and just, when things come up, let's do this. Okay, girl, let's go do whatever. That's just, who I am. And I just love being spontaneous. So practicing discipline. Now, this is something I'm also practicing. Like I have my oldest son who's very disciplined. I'm like, where did you come from? Because I know you're my child, but I don't know how you got that discipline. So he's very disciplined and lives by a calendar. So it's good to schedule your day. So if I want to be a 5 a.m.er, it's good to start off that way and set my alarm clock, like, hey, I have an Alexa, like, hey, let me know when it's 5 o'clock and it's time for me to go work out. But scheduling your day, I think, even though I don't always do that, it makes life so much easier. And you don't have to remember anything because guess what? It's on your calendar. And I am really striving to do this. I'm starting to use my calendar more. So that's something else I wanted to do. So starting to put things in there so that way, because I'll try to remember things and not write it down. And let me tell you, it does not work. So in practicing discipline, schedule your day and also find tools to assist. So we have our phones. Now our phones are mini computers, and in our phones, like most of us, is probably everything in our lives. I mean, we have our calendars, we have contacts, we have, links to our businesses, our websites, our social media pages, text messages, everything, our meetings, Zoom, the podcast, whatever, we need is really at our fingertips. So find tools to assist. So again, your calendar on your phone, it is right there. So let's try and use that. If you are like me and don't use your calendar and don't schedule, let's do that. So, we right here, we're doing this together. So let's work on using our calendars. So that will help us to begin scheduling our day and organizing our lives. So one thing that I heard, from my pastor this past Sunday, or maybe it was maybe it was like 2 Sundays ago. I can't remember, but he was talking about vision and about purpose and having a vision for the things that you is your God-given purpose. And he said, when you begin to walk in your purpose or do your vision, it makes you organize your life. And I was like, wow, that is true, because you want to do things in excellence. And in order to do that, you have to organize your life. And in order to do that, you got to schedule your day. You got to be intentional about things that you want to do. You can't overbook. You can't, just fly by the seat of your pants all the time, like I do. But you have to practice discipline. And in order to practice discipline, again, you have to schedule your day, which is one thing, and find tools to assist. And be repetitive. So you can't do it one day and not do it the next. You got to constantly do that thing and be repetitive. And that I think will help in discipline. And I'm saying this again, like I said, I am talking to myself as well as I'm talking to you. So this is not just for you. I'm really doing this for myself. So actually what I'm going to do is when I'm done with this podcast, I'm going to go listen to it over and over again so I can make sure that I'm holding myself accountable to do the things that I'm saying in this podcast. All right. So be intentional. So be intentional. So actually my words for the year is intentional and consistent. So one thing that I have realized is that a lot of things that I have done in life or that has happened to me, sometimes it's by accident, but if you are truly intentional about doing something, that means you are thinking about it. You're purposely saying, okay, I'm going to do this, because you could be, let's say just you're a nice person. So you can be a nice person because that's who you are. Or maybe, you're one that you don't like mornings. So you might get up and even though you might be nice, but you just don't like talking to people in the morning. But be intentional. Be intentional about saying hello. Be intentional about smiling at someone. Let's be intentional. So even with, becoming a better you, let's be intentional about self-reflection. Let's be intentional about being honest about some things that you want to change. Let's be intentional about creating goals. Let's be intentional about finding a support system and resources to assist in our goals. And I really want to stress that. And another, I'm going to go back a little bit. So when I say find a support system, also, let's find a therapist. There is nothing wrong with a therapist. And I know sometimes, going to therapy has it's been taboo. But that is a great support system to have, because therapists are here to work alongside of you when you are doing things, and they're there to be the listening ear or the voice of reason, or whatever you need. So in finding a support system and resources, look for a therapist. I think that would be a great tool to have. So back to being intentional. So be intentional about finding a therapist. Be intentional about practicing discipline. Now, again, with discipline, we can say, okay, I'm going to do this and do that, but we have to be intentional about creating those schedules, creating the tools. Be intentional about spending time with your friends. Be intentional about spending time with your family, taking your kids out, enjoying that time. We have to be intentional, because sometimes even with life, life happens and we get busy with work. We get busy with school. We get busy with, just things that come up with life. But we have to be intentional about the things that matter, as well as the things that we have to do because we have to pay our bills. So as you become a better you this year, just be intentional about those things that you want to accomplish. It doesn't always have to be money, purpose, or vision. It could be family. It could be resting. Sometimes we're not intentional because we go. And then the next thing you know, you didn't even take time to rest. And then you're tired. And then you're wondering why you're tired. So let's be intentional about rest. And being a better you have to get rest. Yes, you can go to the gym. Yes, you can do this, but schedule time to just relax and to rest, because mentally you need that. You need rest mentally. And I say that because I used to hate people that sleep all the time, because I'm like, there's just so much to do. Why are you sleeping? But that is an important part of our lives, because we need rest and we need time to just sit back and we got to rejuvenate and just, renew ourselves. And it could be resting, reading a book. And if you want to read a book, on something that's positive, read a positive book, an inspirational book. But take some time and be intentional about rest, especially in 2023. Let's do that. And let's be consistent. Let's be consistent. So being consistent is going to take you places and allow you to be successful. Because there are things that, I do, even my magazine, I have to be consistent. Even though, I may start off with 5 readers. And I'm like, man, no one's reading the magazine, just 5 people. It doesn't matter. Just continue to be consistent. And eventually 5 people will turn into 10. 10 will turn into 20. 20 will turn into 40. And it will just begin to be successful. But a lot of times we give up so easily and we didn't even give the thing a chance. So in this year, this new year in 2023, as we are becoming a better us, for us, not for everyone else, excuse me, we're becoming a better us. Let's be consistent in whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish. So let's not give up. Even if we feel like giving up, come back to this podcast. And remember I said, let's be consistent. So if you want to go to the gym, you want to work out, you want to eat better, you want to, create a blog or whatever you're doing, be consistent. Don't give up. It is so easy to give up. And a lot of times we do that because we feel like that what we're doing is not making a difference. But it's not making a difference because we live in a microwave society. So we want to see, the end result in like a day. So for instance, I have these micro locks. So if you guys can see, I have these micro locks. There's my little gray right there. And when I first got them, they were super, super, super short. They're still short now, but they were really short. And, I was in a group on Facebook and I would watch the group and the ladies, some of them would have like super short hair. And then like 2 years later, their locks are just all down their backs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want mine to be like that. So here I am 3 months in, well, almost 4 months. I'm almost 4 months in with my locks and I want 4-year results. I can't get 4-year results in 4 months, but we see it and we know the end result and we know what we want, but we just won't, like they tell me, trust the process. Just stay with it. Don't give up because I love different hairstyles. So for me, I'll cut my hair off in a minute and be done. But I am trusting the process and I am staying consistent. I'm not going to give up on my locks. I'm going to let them grow because by the time my birthday come in August, they're going to be so beautiful. So if I just stay the course and just continue to take care of them and just be consistent, then I'm going to eventually get that end result. But we give up so easily in society, because we want instant, whatever. If I'm a chef, I want a restaurant instantly. If I am a writer, I want my book on the New York's bestseller book, my first book that comes out. If I have a magazine, I want 1 million subscribers like today, but we have to realize that it takes consistency. So we could see people that are being successful, but I guarantee if you talk to them, they've been through some things, but they stuck with it. They did not give up. So let's not give up in 2023. Let's continue on those things that we want to do. Again, I'm going to come back and watch this podcast myself. So because I'm talking to me, so that way I can stay on track as well as you. So let's go back over what we talked about. So we got becoming a better you. So we got self-reflection. Be honest about the things that you want to change. Create your goals. Find a support system or resources to assist in your goals. Practice discipline and schedule your day and find tools to assist. Be intentional and be consistent. You guys, if we just follow those few steps, I think we can do this. I have faith in you. I have faith in me. And I think we can have a successful 2023. So whatever it is that you guys are wanting to do this year, you guys, let's do it. Let's do it. One thing that I absolutely love is when people find their niche and find whatever their vision is or their purpose, and then they begin to walk in it and they just thrive at it. To me, that is just the most amazing thing. I love, love, love when people follow their vision and they just fall in love with it, because when they do, you can see the happiness on them. You can see how, whatever it is you guys love doing, no matter. So think about this. I want you to think about this. What do you love doing if money is not an option? So if money was not an option, what is it that you would love to do? And if there's a way that you can do it, even if you're working, but you can find some time to start doing it, do it. You guys, we live this life one time. Let's do it. Let's focus on the things that we love and we want to do. And it could be knitting a sweater. While you're resting and taking some time to be intentional this year about rest, go to the store and buy the fabric that you need and begin knitting. If you want to play piano, okay, Well, let's do it. Be intentional this year about, I don't know what all is entailed when you play piano, but go get a music book, the note with the notes and everything. Learn piano. You guys, let's be consistent about the things that we love to do. And it could be only like I do it once a week, maybe once a month, but it's something that you enjoy. And I think that once we start doing it, then I think we will begin to start doing it more because we love it, especially if it's something that's going to benefit other people. I'm all about community. I'm all about, doing the work. I'm all about walking in your purpose, walking in your vision. So let's do it. So my purpose, my vision is to be a voice for survivors of sexual abuse. I am a survivor, and I told my story about 11 years ago for the first time. And it was after 30 years that it happened, but I just told my story 11 years ago. And since that time, I understand that that is my purpose. And now when I first started, I didn't want to do it. But when I began, it was like, honestly, God gave me the desire to help others. So now I have my magazine and I have the podcast, and I just want to be consistent. But got to be intentional about being consistent in 2023. So you guys are going to hear more from me. Just excited about this year. I hope you guys have an amazing year. I know every year comes with its challenges. So I just, hope that you find a therapist, find a support system. So even during those times that challenges come, we can get through the challenges, but we don't give up because the challenges won't overtake us. So again, you guys, let's become a better us for us. Not for anyone else, but because these are things that we want to do that's going to better us. So let's do this. So I want to end with a scripture, and that is Philippians 4:13. I don't even have it on my thing here. Sorry. Philippians 4:13, and that is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Now, I know you guys probably have heard this before, and it is a scripture that we get, we hear all the time, but it is true. You can do all things through God who strengthens you. So you guys, this is 2023. It's a brand new year. It's time to do new things and get some rest and begin to enjoy life. Even as the challenges come, even if you're in a challenge right now, just know one thing that I do to myself is that this too shall pass. It's not forever. I just want to give you some encouragement just to know that you will get through it. So you guys, let's just continue to be a better us, do some self-reflection and do all those things that I listed. And I think we would be great. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our first podcast of 2023. I'm excited about this year, and I hope that you are too. Now, the month of February, I am beyond excited about. I know I say this all the time, but I am. So February is what we call Love Month because of Valentine's Day. So I want to talk about relationships. So relationship status is going to be for the month of February. We're going to talk to singles. We're going to talk to newlyweds. We're going to talk to the seasoned married. And we're just going to discuss relationships and how we can better relationships, how you can enjoy being single and not being thirsty, trying to hurry to find somebody, but just enjoy that time alone. So be sure to tune in for the next few weeks. We're going to be talking about relationships, and I can't wait. So even though, again, I am an advocate for sexual abuse, Be the Voice podcast, we're going to talk about all kinds of things that is going to help to improve communities and help to improve families. So again, you all, thank you so much for tuning in to Be the Voice podcast, and I hope you subscribe. And if you want to follow us, you can follow us at Facebook, Be the Voice podcast, Instagram, Be the Voice podcast, Twitter. Twitter is actually DMarieBTV. So DMarieBTV. And you can follow us on YouTube at Be the Voice Podcast. So go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Be the Voice Podcast. And if you ever miss any episodes, you can go back and watch it. So, and if you're looking for any resources as far as therapy or anything like that, you can email us at info@vosasmagazine.com. And that's info@vosasmagazine.com. And we'll be sure to send you out some information. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Happy New Year. Happy 2023. You guys, let's do this. And I am your host, Dee Marie.